Hello, everybody. It's Veronica, the Healthy Life Coach 702, and I'm here with a quick video, just something that has been on my mind with all of our recent changes here in the U.S. And I'm hearing a lot of buzz about people saying they're house poor, or I guess it could be rent poor too. But the bottom line is people are trying to find ways to reduce their budget and bring additional income in as things are constantly being cut by our government officials. So on that note, I'm going to get right into it, and mainly I want to talk about house sharing. So that is, a good way to be able to reduce, excuse me, your housing costs. By the way, I'm still dealing with bronchitis into the 4th week. Yes, this has been a journey. But back on topic, something's falling off my messy desk. The house sharing. So I want to give like 10 top things to consider. First of all, you have to know your deal breakers. What are some things you can compromise on, and things that are a definite yes. Say, for example, you're a person that you're a stickler for things being really clean, or possibly a germ phobe like myself, then you definitely want to have a conversation about the different parts of the home that you're planning to share, some guidelines, and discuss those things thoroughly. Like, for example, when someone enters the kitchen, is there an expectation set that they wash their hands upon entering the kitchen? You may think that's a simple thing, no brainer. Some people feel, oh, I've washed my hands in the restroom and I've touched that doorknob and so on, but I'm going to come in the kitchen and see what you have cooking in the pot, and so on. That may be a deal breaker for you. So those are some of the things, or one of the topics that you want to discuss. Number 2, if you have children and if the potential person that's going to share a place with you, they have children also, what are some guidelines? Do you allow children to eat away from the table? Is it okay even, for the adult to eat in the room? Another, good thing to discuss. Some people it's okay, some people it's not okay. These are things you want to discuss to avoid having confrontation down the line. Also, as far as like utilities, is that going to be included in the rent, or are you going to split them equally, or is it a percentage? That is something you want to talk about before entering any type of agreement, so there are no surprises, or someone doesn't come up with their part. Deposit. You want to talk about deposit, if you're going to require a deposit, or if you're just maybe considering a non-refundable cleaning deposit, meaning when they leave that you will not be refunding it because you will be utilizing it towards cleaning. If they are to give a deposit, you want to think about, is some of that going to be refundable? Those are discussions that you want to have. Number 4, you want to discuss if you are in a lease, are you going to be adding this person to the lease? You want to look into your lease and look for any verbiage that has anything to do with subletting, and so on. And the same thing if you're thinking about, I guess that's number 5, like an app like Airbnb, Verbal, or something like that. If you are renting, you want to look into your lease to see if there's any stipulations concerning that, because you don't want to set yourself up for a situation where you could be considered as breaking the lease and asked to leave, and so on. And that wouldn't be good for anyone. Um, Number 6, pets. Will you be open to pets? If you are, what kind of pets? Is there going to be an additional deposit for pets? Number 7, do you want to consider like quiet hours, like after 9 or 10 p.m. until 6 or 7 a.m.? Is that considered quiet hours, or are you open to that? Number 8, you want to consider schedule. Are you a person that is up during the day or works during the day? Having another person in your home, what would work best for you as far as your schedule and sleeping and so on. Some people it doesn't matter, but that's something that you definitely want to consider. Number 9, references. I definitely would encourage you to call all references. It helps if you have someone that's been referred by a mutual friend or family member because they have some type of history with the person. I would, I would encourage you to consider like work references and previous places that they've rented or lived before, so you can have a general idea of the type of person that you are going to share your place with. And number 10, most important, I think, is finances. You want to be very clear on when the rent is, or rent is due. I would suggest maybe having the person pay maybe 3 days prior, 3 to 5 days prior to when your rent or your mortgage is due. Number 1, this gives you time in the event, with all the changing times that we are experiencing. If this person's not going to be on time, if some unforeseen circumstance like they're laid off or something like that, I know 3 to 5 days is not a lot of time, but that would give you some time to try and come up with plan B or C. With that in mind, I would try to have plan B and C in mind anyway. So yeah, definitely finances, and you want to, make sure that, in discussion or when you're verifying the information that they're giving. I don't know if you're going to do an application or something like that, but you may want to ask to see check stubs, or if they're self-employed, you may want to ask to see bank statements, something to that shows a trend of their income. And I would, maybe considering asking for anywhere from 30 to 90 days, so you can have, I guess, a general sense of what their, balance or what their income, because some people, if they are self-employed, their income may fluctuate. And so that's why I would encourage you to have maybe 30 to 60 days of documentation. So on that note, I hope that helps. Like I said, times are changing. People are considering a lot of different options to reduce their costs and to bring more income in. And hey, if you have a spare bedroom, or even some people are converting, like a garage into another living space, or even, you may have a really large living room or family room that you really don't use, because most people do not use their entire housing space. So with that in mind, you could even, possibly section off a part of your place and, rent it out. And that would definitely probably be less expensive than someone even renting a studio apartment or something of that nature. But on that note, I hope again that this helps. If you have any questions, anything that I didn't cover that you may want me to cover, please feel free to leave a comment, and I do try to get back to my comments within 24 to 48 hours. On that note, be blessed, and if this resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.